and welcome to The Bridge. So today we shall be talking about fasting, a command from God. So what is fasting? Fasting is when you deny yourself food or deny yourself meals so that you can use that time to spend it in the presence of God. So I remember I used to have such a huge challenge with fasting back then. This is because, as much as I wasn't a certified foodie, I used to love my food. Like food and me were tight. Like I used to be a comfort eater, so food would just comfort me, and I just want to munch and munch and eat and eat and eat and eat and eat. And so when you start telling me I need to lose a meal, I'm just like, no, not happening. And so the more I worked on my relationship with God, I started to understand the importance of incorporating fasting in your prayer life. And at that point, I had to get over my feelings. I had to get over my love for food and just get into that space. And it wasn't easy, because I think the first time I tried fasting, I tried doing a 6 to 6 where, I'd fast from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. So basically I'd be missing my breakfast and my lunch, and then I could be able to have my dinner. And I started out, I'd start out the day pretty well. Get to 11 a.m., I'm just like, no, by the way, this is for death. I am not about to die. So can we just eat? And so I'd end up eating my lunch and be like, you know what, I didn't have my breakfast, so I fasted my breakfast. And I'd keep on adjusting my fast as the day goes by. So, you started with a 6 to 6. By the time you get to 11, you're like, oh, let's probably break at 3 p.m. or at noon. And it wasn't really efficient, And so the thing I realized that was stopping me from actually fasting efficiently was fast thinking that I could do it on my own strength, and forgetting that that is what God gave us the Holy Spirit for, and God was there to help us, to give us the strength and the grace to actually be able to pull out a fast. And so the moment I turned to God for help, for God, you need to help me, I need strength, I need grace to actually pull out this fast, I was actually able to fast. So the first day I was able to pull a 6 to 3. I was like, oh my gosh. And I did it for like 21 days. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And then I progressed. I started doing a 6 to 6. And then the mother of it all, I was actually able to do an Esther fast. And an Esther fast is basically a 72-hour dry fast. So go for 3 days without food. And it wasn't easy, because by the time you got to day 2, your feet are wobbly. You're just seeing death. I am about to die, God, as in you need to not take my life. And then you realize you don't die from fasting. You ain't gonna die, by the way. You will not die. And the day I finished day 3, I felt like I need a celebration. I needed women in sisal skirts to just dance around me and pat me on the back and tell me, oh my gosh, you are so cool, well done, you did this, And that was really, really exciting for me. And from that point on, fasting became something I could actually do. But here's the thing, it doesn't mean that I didn't fall from that place onwards, because sometimes I'd embark on a 3-day fast or a 72-hour fast, and after 48 hours I fall flat on my face, because I'm just like, I am not going out like this. I would rather go out on a full stomach, those kind of things that are just going through your head. But God has been gracious. He's been able to give me strength, and sometimes I fall, but the important thing to realize is that you can get up, you can dust yourself up, ask God for forgiveness, and ask Him for grace to just continue doing whatever it is that you have set out to do. And so getting to realize that fasting is actually an act of obedience. It's a command from God. When you look at Matthew chapter 6, verses 17 to 18, when Jesus was talking to His disciples, He says, but when you fast, and in that verse, He goes ahead to tell them what they need to do when they are fasting. But He was very categorical. He said, when you fast, meaning it's definite. Jesus didn't say, if you fast. If is more indefinite. It's, it cannot happen. Maybe, maybe not. But when is as definite as definite, So meaning fasting is something that we should be doing. Fasting is something that we should be incorporating in our spiritual walk with God. And so when you go to chapter 17 of Matthew and verses 21, when Jesus was casting out the demon from this possessed boy, and the disciples asked Him, how comes we couldn't, pray out this demon? And Jesus told them, there is a kind this kind does not just come out through prayer, but through prayer and fasting. And so there are situations in our lives, there are things in our lives that are sticking out like a sore thumb, and they've been there for years, year in, year out, and we are not able to conquer them because probably we have not incorporated fasting in our prayer. There are those things that won't just leave you. There are those spirits, there are those things that we are struggling with that won't just leave because of prayer only. So we need to understand the importance of fasting and the importance of incorporating it in our lives. And fasting is not a thing we do once in a year or biannually. No, it's something that we need to incorporate in our prayer life. And there are different ways we can fast. There's the Daniel fast, where you just live on veggies and fruits, for the period of time that you decided to do it. Maybe it could be 7 days, it could be 14 days, it could be 3 weeks, however you decide to do it. You can also do the 6 to 6 fast, you can do a 6 to 3 fast, you can do the Esther fast, which is, a 72-hour dry fast, or, you can decide, I'll do 7 days where I'm just on fluids, I'm just on, probably green tea and water, and that time that I should be eating, that time that I was dedicating to food, I spend it just in God's presence. I spend it getting to know God. And the important thing we need to understand about fasting is whatever kind of fast that you choose, be faithful to it, stay faithful to it. And it's important to also not start on something as radical, for example, as an Esther. If you're new to fasting, probably start with a 6 to 3 and then progress to a 6 to 6, like that, until you're able to withstand it. But it's possible. It's not a death sentence. You don't die. God gives you the strength and the grace to just be able to go through that fast and come out victorious and come out strong. And so the other thing that I think we need to understand about fasting is denying our physical being. And once we deny it, then our spirit man is able to get prominence. And once our spirit man is not as suppressed, then we are able to connect with God more. We are able to experience God more. And that is what fasting brings about, that other things might not bring about. Remember, the Bible talks about not living by our flesh, which is physical, but living in the spirit. And so sometimes, we are quick to feed our spiritual body, we are quick to feed our spiritual man. Oh, you want food, our physical man. Oh, you want food, oh, pewa chakula. Oh, you want to sleep, oh, lala. You want to do this, and we forget our spirit man. And how do we feed our spirit man? Fasting is one of those things, because we allow our spirit man to actually connect with God in a level that they wouldn't if our physical man was taking prominence all through our lives. So I would like to challenge you. How about you take out a fast? How about you incorporate fasting into your prayer life? Try something that you're comfortable with and progress as time goes by. And remember to ask God for the strength and the grace. It's possible, but then you can do it. We've been fasting. As you can see, I'm alive. I'm healthy. Don't I look healthy? I think I look healthy. So fasting. Take that stand. Take that challenge. Change the narrative.